Well, I'm showered, shaved, and ready to go to the county commission meeting that started about 8 minutes ago. So I can't go now because my printer that was printing fine all for a couple months now, and even yesterday it was working fine. You know, today it won't. I can't make it work no matter what I do to it. I'll pretend that I don't know why that is. Just to keep this video short, but this is how the county commissions cares about families, children, and veterans in Montgomery County, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio. For anyone who wants to know more about this information or wanted to share their experience, hashtag Veteran Housing Auditor, hashtag America's Broken Public Housing System are still on every internet platform, and you're welcome to go there, please, and share this stuff. And you know anybody that needs help or wants to become a part of making sure that this stops happening in the middle of international pandemics. They know how I was throwing veterans and families in the street during the pandemic. And some of them, like me, their rent was paid in full. That's the part I will be stopping one way or the other under the law. Within the law, I'm going to spend every waking moment trying to close this federal loophole and make sure So I'm going to continue reading where I left off. This is what I was going to say at the county commission meeting. I've done many times before, and I'm not going to attach the videos to this. I'll do that later of the actual events, the ones that I can still have a copy of, because these people, they're on me like fucking flies on shit, but they don't want this stuff getting out. They've done. If I was able to recuperate what this county owes me and what they've done to me, I'd be able to make sure no one in the state of Ohio was homeless. I could put everybody in a place for 1 month. I'm not kidding you. Anyways, anyone who wants to know more about this information or wants to share their experience or become a part of shutting all this stuff down, this shouldn't be going on in a free country. There are people in third world countries that our tax dollars are making sure this doesn't happen to them. I digress. You can type in hashtag Veteran Housing Auditor or hashtag America's Broken Public Housing System and find what's left of this information anywhere on the internet. Because I'm all over the place. I got plenty of accounts I can't even control anymore. YouTube, BitChute, and all that stuff. I'm telling you the truth. These people are unbelievable. All right. The first time I stood before this microphone, it was concerning the unlawful administration of the Social Security Act of 1975, Title 4D and Title 4E. Even though I was able to force the repayment of child support being paid to two different people for the same child on the county's televised commission meetings, the public speaking minutes were reduced to 5 minutes. I was unlawfully evicted during the very beginning of the pandemic. County commissioners were nowhere to be found. The Attorney General, nowhere to be found. The VA, HUD people, public housing, nobody was anywhere. Legal aid. I'm not black, so I don't get legal aid. Period. And every time they recommend me to go to legal aid, boy, they get pissed off when I tell them the truth, you know? I've already been through all this shit. I will not waste my time going down there. Go down there, wait, go after hours to sit in an attorney office to go in there and give them this evidence, which is criminal. It's a stack of felonies and criminal activity. And because lawyers are the scum of this earth, you can't get any help. Unless you're a minority of some type. Okay. I came downtown to dispute the unlawful eviction where my rent was paid in full for an apartment at 16. I already went down that one. Broke my arm. Followed by a year of retaliation because they had to pay my doctor's bill for that broken arm. And everybody knew. Everybody that I just mentioned knew full well what I was going through. Did nothing for a year. They let me go through that for a year. And then for Christmas, Midwest Property Acquisition and Management Company held on to my rent check. Went down, filed for non-payment of rent, and then right about the time I got the notice to go to the hearing, my rent check came back in the mail. Everybody knew that. Nobody gave a fuck. Not one fuck given by any piece of shit selected officials. Excuse my language, y'all, but I've been going through this. I mean, I'm just going to skim across the top of it. What these people have done. And I'm only one person, so imagine how many other people they've done this to. And they have federal regulations that nobody's following in HUD, public housing. I could go into all that stuff again, but I've done it. What Department of Health and Human Services is really about. Anyways. I contacted code enforcement and the health department because the upstairs apartment at 204 Heaton Avenue, the toilet was leaking right into my kitchen sink. This is during the beginning of the pandemic with the water shortage, food shortage, and everything going on. Nobody from the health department, nobody from any department ever came and looked at it. And here it is 8 years later. I drive by there today. Both apartments have tenants in them. That place should have been demolished before I moved in 10 years ago. And it's still rented because you have criminals downtown running, filling their pockets. They're driving nice cars, living in nice homes, and you are eating their shit because you don't have enough guts to stand up to them. I'll go down. Here I am. Got all these ads out all over the place trying to get people to go. Give me their story and help me put this together to stop this. I can't even get people to comment on it shit, so you guys you're gonna reap what you sow. When you're sowing nothing but shit, you're gonna get shit in return. The way it is, not my rules. Second time I was able to stand in front of this microphone during another unlawful eviction after a failed public housing authority inspection resulted in the landlord filing a non-payment of rent eviction, where my portion of the rent was paid in full. And municipal court judge Pearges allowed the landlord to attempt to return my check in court. I left it sitting right there on the table. And when I seen they weren't going to do nothing, the judge wasn't going to do nothing about it. All the Supreme Court Disciplinary Council, they're lawyers. They are shit. They are scum of the earth. They're the reason this world's so fucked up. And that's every single one of them. Because they are all fully aware of this war against the people. They know the law. I know the law too. So anyways, the county administrator, Michael Colbert, was in this room right now. Could not wait for the timer to expire at the 3-minute mark. At the 5-minute mark, that's right. I've got to change that. At the 5-minute mark, because that's when they reduced, that's when I found out they reduced it to the 5 minutes. So, and that's when I went to 11 court, and they trying to hand me my check in the court. Matter of fact, I objected. I objected twice. The second time I objected to what was going on, Judge Pearges says, "One more word out of you, I'm going to hold you in contempt contempt of court." And now that I look back, I should have said, "You know what? Fuck you, piece of shit motherfucker. Do it." Because I served them all the right affidavits and everything. And that was my chance to put that piece of shit in the fucking line at the soup kitchen. See how he likes standing next to the people he's been fucking over for years. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. You know. But I believe me, I've done more than most of anybody you know fighting these motherfuckers. When I had hashtag Tell 5 People, and I was helping all these people with the Title 4D stuff, and people, "Oh yeah, I'd do anything to get my kids back." All right, well, here's this document I created. Take it down, get it notarized, take it to the county recorder's office, and get it recorded on the face of the record, and let me know when you've done that, and then I'll help you. You know, if not, then just follow that hashtag Tell 5 People to where all the information is and do it yourself. Not one person out of the 60,000 people that were following me on Facebook ever accomplished that. And at the very end, I was like, I said, I moved back up here to Dayton, and they were having a KKK rally down at the Arcade Square. And all these people had all these Facebook followers. I'm like, hey, there's the opportunity for this thing that you gotta like so much, this hashtag Jump Fight People thing. I was doing it. I've done everything that I could for myself, and I gave it to everybody else so they could use it. They want you to do it for them. Everybody wants, just like right now, they're waiting for Trump to come out of the sky with his cable and save the day. Yeah, he'll come flying down, but you'll see his horns on his head when he does. So anyways, I said, listen, this rally's coming up downtown. I'll pay for the hats, the t-shirts, and the signs. And nobody has to, you don't have to pay for anything. You bring money to eat and drink on. And you don't, all you gotta do is hold that sign up. Because the hat, the shirt, and the sign, we're gonna have one thing on it. Hashtag Felt5 People. Somebody with a television camera would have come over and got that. Somebody would have, what is this? And then I would have told them what it was, And that was the one chance to bring all this out. This was 10 years ago. So now everybody, here I am. I don't know why I'm even trying. This is like day 6 of this. I've got one person I'm talking to. He got his own set of issues. I can help him and stuff, but listen, there's got to be a two-way street. I put so much into this, I shouldn't even be wasting my fucking time. It's a fucking wonder I haven't lost my mind. And I'm not going to give them that. They'll never have that satisfaction. I'm just going to do what I can. Because here's the thing people don't realize, if you go, okay, you got to look at this in the proper context. Downtown, there might be one judge or one politician causing all of this. But when you count how many towns there are in this world, going to kill one or two of them is not going to fix anything. You can't even vote them out. The only way that you can get things like this accomplished is getting the whole public enraged about it. Child support is legalized human trafficking, and the courts get 60 cents out of every dollar that child's supposed to get. That should make you fucking want to explode. Plus, Dayton, Ohio, Judge Anthony Capizzi had a personal, he still probably does, a personal guarantee with the Shelby County Juvenile Detention, same detention center contracted with the Family Law Court. They get all the kids, and it's been in the newspaper, I don't know how many times, how that place has been caught raping children, pimping children out, and children getting killed and stuff. So, you know, all I was able to do is get him thrown off the 2 positions where he was the what was he, the family law court counsel out in Colorado. He was the president, and he was the president of the Stewards of Change in Washington, D.C. And the change, they were stewards of change, all right? They were pocketing all the change. I was able to get my child support back and humiliate them fuckers. That's why they had to get that video off the internet. Boy, I fucking shellacked their fucking criminal asses. So you guys can jump in and help out at any time now. But don't expect me to help you on a personal level. Because I'm so financially ruined by this already. And here's the thing that bolsters my point. I've been doing this for 10 years. You know I've contacted people, lawyers and stuff. They don't help. They will not help. They won't even answer questions. Especially when it comes to me, because they know I'm notorious for asking the right question in the right, at the right time, the right way. Listen, these people they've ruined me financially. They ruined a lot of things. I lost my fucking Harley Davidson because of these unlawful evictions. I paid $26,000 fucking dollars for this motorcycle. I love this motorcycle. And they fucking let me lose that? That's what I'll never forget. Never. They know, I'll let them know all the time. I remind them, hey, remember that? Mm-hmm. Fuck yeah, I bet you do. I'll never let you forget it. Son of a bitches. Now we'll see what the new exhaust sounds like. That sounds pretty fucking good. Yeah, it does. And that land, that was 10 acres of land down in Mount Dora, Florida. Go-karts and dirt bikes and Harley Davidson. I had 2 Harleys. I had all that stuff. and it was very long after that is when I got my first eviction because of the way the laws are set in Florida. Let the landlord notify you when to come to the hearing. Right, okay. These days, they're going to evict white and well the easy street. Especially when it's going to go on like that. That's right, you know it. We need more town. I'm fucking so tired of this shit. my music. I barely practice. I used to practice every day, all day long, and play out at night. But I'm getting a little old for that, but still, I've been through it. Yeah, that was the fire equipment company I had down in Key Largo, and I came home early on a Friday, laid down for a nap, and I woke up, sounded like somebody was using a nail gun outside, and I was just starting up a project at 3 o'clock on the afternoon on Friday. And I about went back to sleep again. It sounded like a gunfight outside, like, bah, 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 bah. I went and looked out the door, and that's what I saw. The neighbor's house was on fire. It was gone. And I ran outside and grabbed the hose, turned it on full blast, and I grabbed a couple 30-pound fire extinguishers that were laying in the yard. Like I said, it's a fire equipment company. I went around back and was spraying the water on the back of the house there to keep because the blinds were melting out of the windows. And I sprayed the 30-pounders at the base of the fire to keep it from getting any closer. Took the fire department about 40 minutes to get there. And I was a volunteer for the fire department. But when I was there, and the guy I was partners with at the fire equipment company, he was the chief of the volunteer fire department. But we had pumps that you could drop right in the salt water and you spray the water. Nope, not anymore. They gave it to the people in Miami. You know, it's all about the money. It ain't about you, it ain't about saving you. It's about making them rich. And you gotta get that to your fucking head. Alright, that's all I gotta say about all that. That's right, and I'm coming for you. You're not gonna be. I'm gonna go ahead and cut right to the last part of this. Here it is, 527 days after I brought this federal loophole to the attention of this administration for the second time. Despite empty promises from this administration, nothing has been done to close this federal loophole. As I stand here today, I'm currently fighting another landlord who forced tenants to use property management platform RentRedi. This app is causing overpayment of rent. I was $1,000 over the rent. They can't throw me out this time. So that's a mistake that's actually beneficial to me. But, anyways, the app causing overpayment as well as use my data and debit card information to make unauthorized transactions through the insurance company Assurant. The representatives of RentRedi have taken it upon themselves to include the landlord in conversations regarding my currently investigating mitigating. I got that wrong. It's supposed to be the VA and public housing people investigating and mitigating the overpayment and termination of my lease. RentRedi agents have refused to give me the accounting documents showing the overpayments. I filed a complaint with the police department, to Ohio Division of Real Estate Licensing, the Federal Trade Commission, and the Federal Communication Commission over this unlawful disaster that threatens to put me on the street again. Not really. I mean, I'm sure if it could, It will. But I don't even care. I don't care. I've already lost so much and everything. And these people have the one last county commission meeting I went to, oh, don't go, stay here, and we'll still here, gonna help you. Judy Dodge's friend was gonna help me. Oh yeah. Made all these promises. I left the building, and then for 2 days I tried to get a hold of them and find out. I thought you were gonna help me, and nope, I had to go to court 2 days later, and was thrown out on the street January 11th, 2025. It was 30 degrees, and it stayed under 30 degrees for 60 days. Yeah. I posted on the HUD Facebook page, Trump and his new token Negro are on there and bragging about how, come on, man. I'll give him pictures from under a blanket in my truck with my dog, and they were under the blanket 30 degrees with the heater running. Posting them right on the HUD Facebook page. That's probably why I got my computer destroyed, all my digital devices, Microsoft email, Google email, all destroyed at one time. Imagine that. So, empty promises are not tangible. This administration can no longer be trusted with my life and well-being due to the historical facts already upon the record. I will spend every spare moment closing this federal loophole by myself if I have to. If I do that by myself, I will also work towards making sure no one in this administration has the opportunity to jeopardize the safety and well-being of another human being. And that's a promise. You can take that to the bank, Jack.